Um, we're going to talk about dealing with everybody's opinions about your kids when you're a single parent. They come from all over the place. They come from neighbors, they come from schools, you name it. Somebody's got an opinion and they try to force it on you. So we're going to talk about things that we've experienced and how we dealt with it.
Nice.
I've had issues with both teachers and neighbors that don't have kids and never had kids, but for some reason they think they know how to raise your kids better than you do when they don't have any kids. And Chappie needs to unmute his.
Yeah, I think you're muted.
There you go.
Sorry about that. You mean backseat parents?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, like people are always trying to tell you how to parent your kids better than they think they don't know better than you do because they see 5 minutes of something and they don't know the context of what's going on.
Yep.
I had a neighbor that called CPS on me because I let my kids play outside.
That's ridiculous.
Like, they're kids. They need to play outside.
That's what they do.
But
Yeah.
not according to her. So I had to file a stalking complaint against her to get her to stop.
That's crazy.
And then the cops went down to the police station and told them, gave them all the information, and they just wrote up a generalized one that didn't say anything about who was doing it or anything. So I had to write it up myself to make sure that I had enough information in it to where they knew who I was talking about and what was going on. Shouldn't have to do that though. This lady has never had kids, so she wouldn't have the slightest clue what's what raising kids anyway.
Yeah.
She's got an opinion.
Well, how they say it takes a village to raise a child. It doesn't take the government to raise a child because they don't know the child as well as the parents.
Yeah. Yeah, but the government they don't want the parent to do anything. They want to control the kids so that they can craft them. Just like when you have kids that go off to college, you can raise them and they can be really conservative kids and they have a good grounding and there's a good chance when they go to college they come back flaming liberals.
That's true. If the government had their way, they would be liberals.
And that's why China is the way it is. Yeah.
They don't teach history like they should. Because it's like Trump wants to do a 250-year rededication to Christ for the United States.
Yep. Yep.
Well, the Pilgrims dedicated, America, or what became America, when they hit land. They dedicated, the land to Jesus. And then George Washington, in his inaugural address, reaffirmed that dedication to Jesus. And then Abraham Lincoln reaffirmed it at the end of the Civil War.
Yep.
Rededicating United States to Jesus. And now Trump wants to rededicate the United States back to Jesus. So it's like, it's about
people
time.
People are going to start melting. No! No!
We're melting.
Stop! You can't do that! Ah!
Well, if you check the people that are actually showing up at all these spastic off the wall things, they're all the same people. They just go from place to place.
They got pretty good cars too, because that's all they do is go to get paid to riot and protest.
Yeah, they don't even need to drive. They bus them around. So
George Soros has got the protesters bus.
yeah,
Yeah.
he pays them $17.50 an hour to go out there and protest.
Yeah, buddy.
That's more than I got paid when I was working at McDonald's.
Well, I saw a video of a mom and it's like recently, and the boy's in a big inner tube tire, and he wants to roll down a driveway, not even a hill, but a driveway. And the mom's like pleading with the son, "Don't do it, don't do it, don't do it, don't do it." And then the guy is like a Gen X guy, and he evaluates that video, and he goes, "Ma'am," he said, he's already got it in his head that he's going to do that. He said, "You just need to make sure that your health insurance is paid up."
That's right. Yeah. I've had teachers where one of my kids would be PO'd and be grumbling about something under their breath. And the teacher automatically thinks, well,
America.
if you're grumbling under your breath, you got to be something wrong with the home. And there you go again.
Oh, yeah. I think the downside is when I was getting my teacher certification in New York State, that when you took that one Saturday class on identifying abuse, it's like one of those where you could have done it just as easily on a video online and answered one or two questions, and that was it. It wasn't really that thorough. And then they say they're certified to identify, and they're not. They don't know. They don't give them enough information to look into, ask questions, and make the assumption that maybe something that the child is.
Here, you talk. I'm gonna get a donut going here. No, you're No. You talk. You talk. You talk.
There you go. You talk. I'm gonna go get a donut.
Hi, he want. Sorry, he give me the authority now because he said he want to take some donut.
And tell him he's never going to get rid of his gut if he's got to have a donut.
Yeah,
You really want to go get a donut? Oh gosh, this is comedy.
How's everything? I'm sorry, I just really don't know what is the topic right now.
Single parenting.
What other people say, when they're trying to tell you how to raise your kid.
Oh, I have an idea for that. How you raise the kids. I'm a single parent. No, I'm just kidding.
That's what you're thinking.
No, I have experience to taking care of the kids because one of my brother, he died in 37 years old, and he has 3 kids. And then the 3 kids, I raised them up, like I helped them financially.
Yeah.
And so I have experience how to be a single parent.
How about you, Chappie? Have you had anybody get in your face and try to tell you you're raising your kids wrong?
Oh yeah, all the time. I used to have to. My circumstance was different because I didn't grow up in the state. It was the state my ex-wife. I was stationed up here, but my ex-wife is from here, and it seemed that everything that I was doing was wrong, and my in-laws didn't like it. And an incident happened where my son said something, and words were exchanged with other entities, and they thought I called the police because of something that my son said, and I looked like the bad person, which I never did. and it just spun out of control. I think a lot of people who are in a divorce situation, the other side always thinks they know what's best for the kid, or this side knows what's best for the kid. I think it's just best for the parents to deal with it. I think too many entities get involved.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was talking about. That neighbor that lived near me, she thought it was her job to enlighten me on all the things that I'm doing wrong, according to her opinion. And when I couldn't get her to leave me alone, I started canvassing the neighborhood and found out that she does that to every single family that moves in that has kids. And I went down to the police department and filed a stalking report. If she's doing that to every family that has kids, that's wrong. She needs to be stopped. So I filled that out. The police department sent a copy of the report to the school system she worked for, and the next school year she wasn't working for the school system anymore.
It's crazy how that happens.
But it's like
things are probably Philippines.
You shouldn't have to do
that. They don't
that.
have that in the Philippines, do they?
You know?
Yeah. It's funny that when somebody who doesn't have kids tries to tell somebody, like a teacher or something, not a teacher, that's a bad example because they're around kids, but I'll give a good example. This is a personal story. My dad's wife, she's not a stepmom because my dad married in the military or whatnot.
Almost fell because my leg.
Yeah. He's really nice, but
she never had it.
look my schedule. I think it will not work for the night. He said,
took a little bit of a
I said, JB, I can ask
that my dad
Queen
for.
give me a permanent hours,
Yeah.
and he can take me as a prep, so I can come early in the morning at 6:30.
All right. Okay.
Just prep, honey.
Because had you just said, "Hey, I'm thinking about switching over here full time," then. But anyway.
No, I don't know. Yes, very nice.
So, but going in, he was offering full time. Okay, we'll talk later.
No, there is like that.
Okay.
He looks like he's trying to drive.
I'm trying to drive.
He's got Joey Bag of Donuts in there.
I got Joey Bag of Donuts. I do.
I haven't had donuts in a while.
Well, I got a Danish and I got a Bavarian cream.
Oh gosh. Ooh. I'm not going to lie.
Cream. I got to go to the custom donut shop to get Bavarian cream here.
There you go. Yeah, this is Benjamin Bakery.
They have a
donuts
good,
here. Doesn't sell the Bavarian.
Oh yeah, show them. Bavarian cream. You got to get in the camera. There you go.
Oh,
that looks good.
That's wrong.
Yeah,
that's just wrong.
Yeah, I'm sure it's good too.
Donut Bavarian inside.
Yep.
I'm sure it is good.
There it is. All right,
that's 2 miles, Dan.
Have you had people come at you and try to tell you how to raise your kids?
Yeah, all the time. When they're little, yeah.
It's 5 to 5. The 5 o'clock.
5 to 5?
Yeah.
I thought it was 5 to 1.
I know. That's why it was.
Okay. We'll talk more later. All right. So, because you had it in school, you had it from church, you had it from neighbors,
family.
Did Yeah, you had it from family.
People that you would think would support you, but don't.
Yeah, yeah. I think that's the disappointing one is if you have family that comes at you because they're saying this, that, and the other. Again, they don't know unless they live in your home, they don't know what's going on. And I understand that they're just trying to. They feel like they're doing something that's helping you, but it's not really helping anybody.
Yeah.
I felt like I was shamed for when I have my wife, my wife and I got together, we were young, but I was in the military and I was trying to make a family go. That's what I thought we were supposed to do on this earth, make a family.
Yeah.
But we were young, and my wife, she took with another man, and that's why I left her. And I almost feel like I was shamed by my family because I was raising my boy. Because when I left my ex-wife, I took my son with me, and I tell my kids all the time, I go, "You think I hate you that I'm a bad person or whatever, and that I'm not a good father?" I go, "When I left your mother, I took you." How many single fathers, when they leave the wife, they take their kids with them? I only had one at the time, but I did that.
Yeah, yeah. You knew enough to want to take care of your kids.
I had 3
I mean, I'm like that.
that I left with, or I didn't leave. She left. But I had 3 that I was raising.
Yeah.
I just, I don't know. You look like you're a bad person. That's what I felt the whole time I was raising my sons by myself, that I was a bad person and people didn't want to have any association with me, especially in my family, because I was a single father. And it's just like, yeah, I married a woman and it didn't work out. Why am I a bad person? Because I'm taking care of my kids. And it's just like, I don't know. Everything gets messed up because when somebody gets divorced, this is honest. When somebody gets divorced, it goes down the chain. My dad got divorced to my mom. All 3 of us, I have 2 older sisters, one who passed away 6 years ago, and then one is still alive. The one who was my oldest sister, she was married, divorced, her husband left her. My sister, who's 5 years or 3 years older than me, she's been married 3 times. The relationships don't work out because the parents get divorced, and they show that, and it's 100%. My cousins, my aunt, my uncle, they stayed together. My cousin's been married to his wife since high school. My other cousin, everybody has families, and then because they saw like no divorce or anything. You see divorce, that's what's going on with the country too. A lot of divorce. Hey, it's okay. I don't like this person anymore.
Well,
Bye-bye. I'm done.
I think part of the problem is a lot of people get married and they get married for the wrong reasons, and it's physical attraction or it's life circumstance, and it's not the marriage God intended you to have. And I think in those situations, I think God can still make those right if both people are interested. But 9 times out of 10, one or both are not interested, and that's why it ends up the way it does. And in America, where
America.
always an option, then people are like, if it doesn't work, we'll just move on. But the thing is, unless both people are willing to work at it, then it's not going to work. And if you have one of the two out sleeping with everybody in creation, then that they're not in the family, they're not really there. You're still, even if they're still in the house, you're still a single parent because you're the only one giving any life to those kids.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of people
That's what I experienced. Is you're the single parent, no matter if you're with them or not.
Yeah, so even if in a family that you have a husband and wife stay together, mom and dad, a lot of times either the mom or the dad is still a single parent, even if the other parent's there. So.
Yeah. And it was just, I think the kids ended up better off with the bad parent not being there.
Yeah, so, I think so.
It gives them a positive role model to look at. And
yeah.
Yeah. My ex used to sit there when my daughter was a baby and hold her and talk to her, telling her that, yeah, you'll be just as dumb as I am.
Yeah.
And
And look
Wow.
and look how smart your daughter is. So there you go.
yeah,
She's a genius.
but they all like getting into really in-depth discussions. All three of them. I think they get that from
Yeah, they do.
watching me argue with everybody that thought they knew I should raise my kids.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they did. I'm sure they watched you being able to defend parenting, and therefore that gave them to understand that you got to ask questions, you got to pry, you got to nothing wrong with that. That's how you learn.
I have a theory about why there are so many divorces in the country and all that. Over the years, just growing up in the late 70s, 80s, 90s, and growing up Catholic, I think a lot of people, they were so horny and they wanted to get to that. They didn't want to disappoint God, but so they're like, okay, let's just get this over with. I'll marry her. I think it's going to work out. And then they like that night comes out and they're like, what am I doing? This was wrong. My lust got the best of me. This isn't the one. I just think a lot of that happens is that people don't want to disappoint God. They want to do it the right way. And then when they are with that person, like, this is what I wasn't thinking. But then I don't know. That's just a thought. It's just like, hey, I messed up.
Well, yeah, and that's what I was saying. A lot of times, people get married or get together because of sexual attraction, and not necessarily because of that's the person God had intended you to be with. So it's always going to be a difficult situation. And most people in America aren't willing to put the work in to make it better anyway. So
100%, dude. I think the people don't understand that sex is a very small part of your relationship and it's not there forever, especially if you don't take care of yourself. It's a very small part of it. It's a fun part of it, but it's not a forever thing. And people get old and parts wear out, and that's just the thing of life is that people put all cards in the basket because of sex.
Parts wear out.
Yep, parts wear out. Sometimes people get into car wrecks or something. Christopher Reeve.
Like the sound of parts wearing out.
They say if you don't use them, you lose them. So I don't. That's why I work out.
So
with your mind too, you don't use it, you lose it.
So
exactly.
So if there's the issue with everybody trying to overparent the single parent, then what solution does a single parent have, whether it's the mom or the dad?
I only had one option. That's to fight, constantly fight, because they wouldn't go away. It didn't matter.
You can't.
So whether I wanted to or not, I had to continually fight.
And then the next question is, once the kids grow up and they're all adults, then just thinking as we're talking, that parent that's not there, do the kids ever have an issue with blaming the parent that actually raised them for the other parent not being there?
Mine haven't. They tend to not really care if they ever hear from their mom, because they figure that if she really was interested in them, she'd make an effort to try to get a hold of them. But seeing that she has never done that, they just wrote her off.
We're going to
It's sad. You have to be in your kids' life. People, it's weird that people have kids and then they're like, oh, after they're 18, it's good. I don't have to deal with you anymore. It's like, what are you talking about? 18, I'm done. Have a nice life. That's bullshit. You're supposed to be there with them.
Worry about the kids.
Yeah, I worry about my oldest son who doesn't talk to me, who lives out there in South Carolina. I still worry about him. I pray for him every day. I will not stop praying for him. He don't talk to me, but I don't care. I still love him.
Yep.
Not going to change.
Praying.
And Jesus tells us to love our enemies and pray for them. What do you think I'm going to do for somebody that I love that doesn't love me? It's even same.
Exactly.
So I'm a little. How many donuts did you get, Dan?
I got one big Danish and one Bavarian cream donut.
Didn't take him very long to eat them.
I haven't eaten them yet.
Oh.
I'm driving.
He doesn't want to mess that experience up. He wants to share that. He doesn't want to share the experience of eating the donut on.
Oh, that sugar high will make him yell at other drivers, you know?
Yeah, I might become more aggressive driving. I don't know.
Get Dan.
It's true. It's a possibility.
Yes, sir.
The biggest one that I found that was a real big issue was teachers. Because the teachers are taught by the school system that when your kids get into the school, then they no longer belong to the parents, they belong to the school. And if your kid says something that they don't understand, they're not going to call the parent and talk to them about it. They're going to immediately call social services, and then the parent has this extra headache that they got to worry about because some moron that doesn't have the intelligence to deal with anything called social services on you. So I don't think a teacher should have the right to call CPS on anybody. I think if something happens that they have questions about, then they need to get a hold of the parents.
They need to go through the chain of command. Chain of command, so it doesn't, and nobody gets excluded. But yeah, a teacher should not automatically be able. If they see it, they should report it. 100% report it, but it's not their duty to take it on and say, "Hey, I'm going to take this problem on."
If it's a valid case of abuse to the kid, yeah. But everything that I dealt with was just harassment on me.
Yeah, they got to investigate a little bit more. I mean, if the kid is coming in and they got bruises on their arms and legs all the time, then you might want to, report it. If it's one bruise on an arm and you only see it once, you don't see it again, and kids fall.
Well, the way we grew up, if people were calling social services all the time, our mom would never have had any time to react, because with me, every time I went out the door, I was injured. I didn't know any better, so I just went ahead. If somebody suggested something, I'd do it. And most of the time, I'd say half the time I got hurt doing it.
I had CPS called on me a couple of times. One time was right after I got out of the hospital, and my ex-wife, she thought it was, since I was out of the hospital, I was okay to take care of a baby that was, I think my son was 9 or 10 months old at the time, or 11 months old. No, he was a year. He wasn't that old. But anyway, she thought it was a good idea to drop a baby and a toddler off to a person who just got out of the hospital after 2 months and was in a coma and could barely I couldn't even wipe my own butt at the time. I mean, I could barely do that. And she was expecting me to watch a baby running around and stuff. He got away from me because I was not only that, I was medicated at the time. He got down and he fell off the stairs and he got bruised. So then she called CPS trying to throw me in jail. And CPS gets a hold of me. They come over to the house of my friend's mom who was helping me out when I was living with her. She said, "Are you serious? You want to take action on this man who can't even take care of himself? It wasn't his fault. He's not over here throwing a baby." That's the first thing that they automatically, in my state of Washington, the CPS people automatically, that's the first thing they assume is that you're throwing kids around and you're beating them. Not the case. I couldn't even take care of myself. My friend's mom was explaining that to the CPS people. It's like, he's not abusing. He can barely take care of himself. It's ridiculous. They evaluate situations right.
Yeah. I always had to take them home, the CPS people, and they'd go through the house. Where are the bedrooms? Is the house clean? They go through the kitchen, check all the cupboards and the fridge to make sure there's food in the house and all that. And at the end, they go their way and leave me alone. But the problem is that hassle you got to deal with. If you don't deal with it right away and nip it in the bud, it could get to a point where they're going to take your kid for no reason at all.
Yeah.
And that's not right.
No, well, and like some states, I don't know about Washington. I know Oregon and even sometimes California, certain parts of California, that if the school can try to transition your kids in the public school, and if the parents try to stop it, CPS will take the kids out of the home and call the parent the abuser when the parent is trying to keep their boy a boy and the girl a girl.
Yeah, that's what's been happening lately.
I believe they're still doing that crap up here.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. A boy's a boy, a girl's a girl. It's genetic. You're made one or the other. There is no third choice. There's just boy, girl.
I love when Dr. Phil had those crazy people on his show, and that he had this, I don't know what the heck he was, but I could tell he was high on drugs trying to tell Dr. Phil that cis men menstruate. What the hell is this? I'm sorry, what is a cis man or whatever? It's crazy. There's a woman and a man. There ain't, just because you want to imagine that you're something else that you're not. You're not. You're being fools. You're fooling yourselves, man. It's crazy. Craziness. Sorry, I had to go off.
It's a mental illness.
How did this ideology come into our nation? Is this a Russian or a Chinese tactic to mess this country up?
No, I think it was just a slow lapse of morals. People would back off, say, okay, that's fine. And then a few years later, they back off a little bit more and say, okay, that's fine. And then you got the ones that we used to would be, we'd call it what it was, that they had a mental issue. And we'd make them go to a shrink, and the shrink would actually fix how they're thinking about things. But that's not how we do it anymore.
We need those spots open again. Mental facilities need to be opened again.
Yeah, they had, like up in New York from where we're from, in Saguenay, they had a big mental institution. And it closed down, and the local jail took it over. So now it's just housing for inmates.
Oh, we need to
Well,
change that up.
I think that, what was it, 1959 or so? There was a thing that came out from a Russian KGB defector that said that Russia had a 7-point plan to take over America from the inside, which involved polluting education system and reverting everything that you see in America that's bad. That's part of that 7-point plan that was instituted in 1959 from communist Russia.
I think we need to build like some prisons offshore, like they do oil wells, but like in stone, so we're not having to constantly worry about the rust in that. Build some big prisons out in the ocean in stone, and that would be one heck of a job to keep those. You wouldn't have escapes anymore.
Guantanamo Bay in Cuba, but we don't use it a lot.
We need to implement.
We could use that.
I don't know how we got on this.
Like 2 years, the Secretary of Defense or Secretary of War, he was a guard down there.
Obama tried to get rid of that.
Tried real hard to get rid of it, but he couldn't.
He might be becoming part of it.
Yeah, maybe.
It's Possibly. In the works, from what I see.
His president library was.
Yeah, it's that ugly building.
And he owes money to the contractors. They had a contractor today from the union saying, "Dude, he stiffed us. He stiffed us money, dude. He still owes dude, you've got millions of dollars and you can't pay contractors who did the work on your building. They need to pass a law." What's that, Dan?
Driving around.
Yeah, if he had Starlink. Hey, Dan, give me one of them donuts.
I want the Bavarian cream.
Yeah, that sounds pretty delicious. He's out there.
Yeah. There's not a whole lot of difference between that and the cream they put in Boston cream donuts. A little
Never
bit.
had a Boston.
Boston cream's a little lighter. Bavarian cream's a little more solid, you know.
They can't hear me.
We're listening, Dan.
We heard you say we can't hear you.
Huh?
We heard you say that.
He's eating that donut, sir.
No.
Well, you guys want to keep talking, or you think that's good enough?
Yeah.
I think that's good.
All right.
Dan's ready to eat donut.
Sounds good to me. Enjoy your donut.
See you Tuesday for Coffee in the Bible.
Yep.
Corinthians 15. We're going to Corinthians 15.
Bye-bye.
Come on.
I didn't see the single Mary.
Okay. Get that.
What's that? No single Mary.